What's going on, everyone? So today I'm going to show you how to save some money and make your own jigs. Yes, make your own jigs. You're going to save a lot of money. You can buy jigs for certain tags and aluminums and knives and stuff like that from like Johnson and Plastics and other companies. But why spend hundreds of dollars when you can just do all of it yourself like I do? If you guys don't know this, every week we come out with 5 videos. Monday we have a garden video, whether it's on a garden or a greenhouse, or generally because we live in Minnesota, we have winters. My name is Matt, my wife's name is Sara. We also do vlogs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays I just got bees, and that's another business avenue I'm starting up. So go ahead and go check out those videos. Every Wednesday I'm going to come out with those videos, and every Friday I'm going to have a laser engraving. If it's not a laser engraving one, then it'll be about my wife with a recipe she makes or cooks or whatever we got going on that day. So what you're going to have to do is go get some wood. I like to use the 1/4 inch. You can use 1/8 inch, whatever. 1/4 inch is pretty easy to come by, or 3/16. You can go to, like, for us, I don't know where you guys all live, but for us, there's a Home Depot down the road. They cut the lumber for you, or they have sheets of it, like 2 foot by 2 foot, or 2 foot by 1 foot, or 4 foot by 2 foot, you know, and so forth, etc. So what I did for the knives, this knife here is, I put what the knife is, the label on there, so I know when I get the jig. But you cut out the square and you cut out this piece, and how I got that was I measured this here. Okay, so see how that sits in there? It sits in there where this little knob is hitting the top and the belt clip is hitting the top. So I know every time when I put this in, it's to the front towards me, and then I push it up. Now it's tight up in there, and you put the name right across here, and it's in the same spot every single time. That's what works the best for me and the fastest. And I made a bigger one. I broke it, so I gotta make another one. But I'm currently running something right now, so I'm not gonna do it today to show you guys. But so I made a bigger one of these so I could do a bunch of knives at once. So this way your laser's just not sitting there and you're standing there trying to, you know, keep moving stuff out. The other one is this jig, and these little bolts or screws here is all I had for screws, and I just threw this one together quick. So this one here, you can see there's no knob, nothing special here. So there's only a belt clip. So being this belt clip is so high right there, I couldn't just use a regular piece of wood, because you put it in there and see that it sticks past. So you double it up. You can double it up by like this and glue it in, or if you got small screws, screw it in there. Now you'll notice there's a little notch on this one. That little notch is because when you put it in, see how that looks? See how the notch is hitting that clip? That's so it's in the same spot every time when you push it up, and I know this is gonna be level with the words. So those are some of the ideas that I've come up with for the different products that I have, and they really do work well. The other thing is I have a bunch of these 1.5-inch blocks. We got them a long time ago when we first started. I think it was from like a Joann Fabrics or a Michaels. We picked some up. They were a couple of cents, and I always thought it'd be good for like stops and stuff, and they work really well for that. The other thing is I'm working on right now is some tags, and you can see this is nice cut out. Well, that's MDF, and my brother has a CNC table, and he actually cut that out for me, and then I just take the tags, plop them in, and run them through. So if I didn't have someone to do that, what I would do is cut 2 pieces So I take the MDF, this is 3/4 of an inch. I take that, take the measurements, take another piece that's a 1/4 inch plywood, take the same measurements, you know, 2 foot by 2 foot or 20 inches by 20 inches, whatever you want. And then what I would do is I would cut out those little squares where the tag would sit in, and then I would glue it to the MDF. So the reason why I went so thick on the MDF is so it wouldn't warp. But you can get away with 1/2 inch if you're gonna glue another sheet of plywood on top, because you're gonna have the sturdiness. So by doing that, you'd have something nice to sit down and in the same spot every single time. And the thing about doing tags is they're all like perfect, precise measurements. So you don't have to worry about like them being off a 1/16 or more, because they're all punched. So typically on a tag. So that's what's really nice about doing these. You can just throw them in the tray quick, and I run them and I know it's in the same spot, does the same thing every single time, and it works good. The other one I have is I have got a heart that I was doing for someone, and it has a defect on it, so that's an 1/8 inch. So let's say on like this knife here, let's say I had to put that in, you know, this isn't the knife for this jig, but improvising. So you can see this has a lip right here, okay? Well, time this sits down in the plywood and the knife, it needs to be an 1/8 inch gap. So I just set that there, so I know the blade is level each time I go in to laser engrave. And all of these are cut out by me. I mean, I'm not wasting a bunch of money going somewhere else and trying to get this all cut out and done. The other one is plexiglass is another good one. You can use acrylic, that kind of stuff is another good one to run and make cutouts and make jigs. So I don't ever buy any jigs. I try to make it myself, or if I can't do it the way I want it to be, like look the way I want it to look and how I want to use it, I would call my brother up with his CNC table, and then he helps me out and he'll help me build something where I can just throw it in quick and do it. And you know, but owning a laser, you might as well use what you can use rather than paying someone else to do all of it. And it's set up the way you want it set up. So like every time I do a video, I'm hoping that I encourage you guys to think this way, and to encourage you to like keep getting bigger and keep coming up with more ideas. The other thing is, let's say I was running these blocks, okay? So you could set them up in your ruler and set them up in your page on Corel Draw, and you can put this in the corner and you can move this one over 1/4 inch, and then vice versa all the way down. So you have that whole bed lined with those blocks, and that laser will just run back and forth, back and forth. And then you can go down, you know, if these are 1.5 inches, so if you went down 1 3/4 inches, you can do a whole nother other line, you know. So it's stuff like that that'll save you a lot of time, because if you can have it where you're running your product and you have a bunch of things running in the laser, it frees you up to go get the next product ready and put everything in the computer that you need to be putting in to run the next item. So the longer run times you can get, the more money and time you're gonna save for each job. Because if you did it one by one, you're talking, I have to put this in, run it, open it back up, take it out, put this one in, shut the lid, run that one, lift it up, take it out. You know, it's just, no thank you. You're wasting a minute by lifting up the lid, putting it down, and swapping them out. You're right around that 50-second to a minute, so it's not worth it. That minute you could be doing, you could have some more typed in for the next one, so it's not worth to keep switching for each one. So always try to come up with how you can run more at each time. The other thing I wanted to say was, let's say you're doing tumblers, okay? Now tumblers, you have 2 lids. Okay, let's put these 2 lids together. Now, you know, these lids aren't the best ones to use because of the lip, so I'm gonna go like this. So let's take these two lids. Now you're gonna tape these around like that, or put a hose clamp on them so it holds them together. Now what you can do is take a tumbler, put it on here, put another tumbler on here, and set up your jig in Coral Draw, and now you can run 2 tumblers at one time. Boom! Mind blowing. It's stuff like that, the little things that makes up a lot of time, makes it a lot faster for you to get stuff done. So you always got to be thinking of how you can do it, you know, your next step of which way you could go to make it faster or more efficient, I should say. So, you know, I really hope that this all helps, and let me know if you guys have better ideas or if you have any questions on it. I didn't go into the computer to really show. If you guys would like me to do more of that, I can do that too, but the problem with that is every laser is different on the settings and stuff, so I don't want to get too involved with that. But if you have a laser similar to mine, I can definitely give you some settings on the cutting. So yeah, if you guys like that, you know, let me know. There's another video I want to make. It'll be coming up soon in the future. It's cutting out a T-Rex puzzle and how you can get that, the drawings, and I have that, and then what you can do to modify it so it fits your laser bed. It's always a fun one, and my kids truly enjoy it, so I want to do another one and make some adjustments on it too. So if you guys like this content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you guys, I appreciate it, and glad you guys see me again.